Uh, Let me also give you another perspective now. Okay. At times, you may stop short of really reaching for the stars when you go look for a solution. So you are only looking at an incremental solution today. However, in your system, there could be a possibility to arrive at a much better solution. So what is also important is to look at your problem statement also. So solutions could be, you should look at it like this, but even your problem statement, you should look at it in this context. So this method is called 9 screens. You create 9 boxes. So what is your current proposal? Once your proposal is almost there, what is your current proposal? What was the previous proposal? Previous proposal means what is the best competing system that you have in picture. Now also start to think of, if your product was to be displaced, what would someone else have to do? What could be the reason because of which your product would be displaced from the market? That will be the future system. Suppose you think of a circuit idea or algorithmic idea. So you say, okay, this my algorithm gives 10x improvement over the previous system. However, you also need to look at where is the weakness of your present idea and what could be the future of your ideas. You see there is a trend here, previous system to current system. There could be a trend that you could extrapolate to the future. Do extrapolate that and see if you have the wherewithal, if you have the resources to implement that system right here, right now. Like instead of coming to this particular solution, can you directly jump to leapfrog to that solution? Okay. Please keep that thing in your view. Then while you do this, what you can also do is, and what you should also do is, just go to the super system. So just go to the super system. So for example, in one of the office hours last week, we were discussing about an idea where we were talking about garage sales from students to other students and stuff like that. And we were struggling with where to keep, the resources, where to keep the material, how do we get the space, where to keep the material, and so on. So we thought, if instead of targeting exactly just the students, because if you want to target a student from MIT and say that, okay, MIT wale bacche tere ko apna saman, you have an extra mattress, you want to sell it, you want to make it reusable and available for someone else to purchase it second hand, something like that, then you have a doubt as to where will you store that mattress in MIT or wherever for 3 months when the college is closed. See, the graduating student will graduate sometime in May, June, and the new students would come sometime in August, September. So there is a span of 3 months where to store this material till then. We said, okay, can we go to the super system level? As soon as we went to the super system level, we had an office of student affairs. We said that, okay, the student affairs we can approach to, this is a formal office, and we can tell them that, okay, why don't you give us a go down space? Some classroom, because there are no classes happening, you just give us some classroom where we could store the material for the period when the classes are not happening, when there are no students on campus, but this material will be taken up by the incoming students next semester. So this is kind of so as soon as we went to that level, all of a sudden, a lot of problems got solved. In the sense that now we did not need to search for go down space. Now we did not need to acquire students one by one from MIT. We said, okay, we will collaborate with the student affairs office of MIT or the hostel warden of MIT, whatever. You could go to a hostel level, you could go to a college level, wherever. But those are the things at the super system. And all those problems are at once solved. So when you are evaluating this problem statement, or when you are saying that, okay, we would want to implement this idea in detail and everything, you may want to go to the super system level also. And at the super system level also, you could say, how was this super system handling the problem earlier? And how would it want, what other product could come which could displace my system, my solution, at the super system level also. For example, your current super system is the hostel, and you say, okay, I want to talk to the Office of Student Affairs instead of just the hostel. So you go to the super system level and do it. What you could also do is you could go to the subsystem level. You could go to the subsystem level and look at, this is my proposal. For example, you could talk of this in terms of that plow, the blade of the harvester that we were talking about. Okay, we say this is the proposal that we have. The previous proposal only had, let us say, that 3 feet height ka cutter. Now we are saying we would want to add another blade, which would cut the stubble at a height of just 4 inches. So I actually have all this stuff ready there. So this is just a blade that you're talking about. So you saw improvement from previous subsystem to current subsystem. Now you could think that, okay, what would the future subsystem be? What could the future subsystem be? It could be something which could, where these 2 blades could auto clean themselves. You remember Gillette blades? Gillette used to have that single blade earlier. Then they came with second. Then they came with third blade. Then they said Mac 3, it's high quality blade. But then for the Indian market, they also came with a blade which is called Gillette Vector. It's a disposable blade, but it has much longer life than Gillette Presto that they had in the market. Why? Because there was a switch. You would press that switch and you would put the blade in the water and it would clean the hair that would be stuck in the blade. So this blade would remain sharp for a longer period of time, and it does capture a good market today. So what could be the future subsystem? So can you again leapfrog at the future subsystem directly instead of coming to the proposal that you have? Once you've been through this 9 screens method, one could say that your problem statement is fairly good. You can now go ahead and start to find solutions around it. Any questions?
Sir, in this context, we can say that the super system is more like our stakeholders for our product.
Super system is always the context in which our product is being used. So it includes the target, it includes our customers. So could our customers be doing something?
Yeah.
For example, that baking example, they actually transferred some of the activity to the super system. They said, let the customer do it. Let the customer do this mixing.
Okay. Right.
So the customer himself could be the super system component and you could assign something to them.
So also how the super system components are interacting with our system components, that changing that can actually.
Yes. So do not limit yourself to just the engineering system there. Look at the super system. You're working on a memory circuit, for example. Look at, okay, the memory also interacts with the processor. Can the processor do something for the memory? Or the processor interacts with the memory. Can the memory do something more for the processor? Okay.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah.
And you look at the subsystems also. Is there some particular part of the circuit which I could simply improvise, simply remove, simply enhance so significantly that my overall solution is much stronger? So it is important. So this is a formal way to, so देखो, कोई भी solution you will propose, ideally you should look at all these 9 screens, is it not? Ideally, you should do all this analysis, but you may miss out on something. So this is just a formal step that आप इसको कर लो, and it will automatically take care of many things. You will be in a very good shape in arriving at a solution then.
Okay, sir.